Hey guys, I wanted to take a little bit of time to record an ucational, see what I did there, video about farm eggs. I was out gathering eggs for my customers today and I got to thinking about it. I'm going to show you a way to test the freshness of your eggs. Also, when you buy farm eggs, one thing that you'll notice is they're not graded by size generally, at least I don't. You may have what would be considered an extra large egg, and then other hens may lay more like a medium egg. Okay, the other thing that you'll notice is largely farm eggs are brown because most chickens lay brown eggs. When you get white eggs, those basically come from one or two types of chickens that are commercially grown, because people, I guess, think like the white eggs look more appealing. The other thing, when you crack one of these open, you'll notice the yolks are generally going to be a lot darker. They're going to almost be golden or orangey, which is good. That means there's a lot of good nutrients in those eggs. So let's talk a little bit about how you can test for freshness. Okay, here's an egg that is very fresh, okay? Notice how it's laying horizontally on the bottom of the bowl. If you look at it from the top, you can tell too, but you can really tell from looking at it at the side. It's laying horizontally on the bowl, and that means that egg is less than a week old and probably is very fresh, meaning it was probably just laid in the last day or two. I try to gather my eggs every day or every couple of days, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I always float check all of my eggs before I give them to my customers, and I always advise them to float check them before they use them, just because there might have a little crack or something in them, and they would just want to make sure the egg is completely fresh. So this is a fresh out of the chicken egg. Okay guys, see how this egg has a little bit of a tilt? It's not laying perfectly flat on the bottom. This egg is still perfectly good, but it is most likely an egg that is about a week old or 10 days old, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just means that it is not fresh from the chicken. Normally when you buy commercial eggs, you're going to get eggs that are a week or so old, because the producer typically has to wait until they have enough of a load to call their pickup person to have them come get them. With farm eggs, you will very often get very, very fresh eggs. This egg would still be perfectly good to use because it is almost horizontal, it's just tilting a little bit. The more the tilt, I'll just give you an example here, the older the egg, okay? If you get an egg that's bobbing straight up and down like this, that is a pretty old egg. It's at least 3 weeks old, or it's had a crack in it. If it's standing straight up and down like this, of course without my hand holding it, but if it would be standing straight up and down in a float test, that's about a 3-week-old egg. There's nothing wrong with it technically, but personally it's not one that I would use. I would probably take that one, crack it, and give it to my dogs. You know, scramble it up and give it to my dogs as a treat. I would not sell that egg to a farm customer. So if you ever get one that's floating in the water, you need to get that egg out of your house as gently and quickly as possible, because it is bad. And you talk about stink. You've never smelled anything stink until you have smelled a rotten egg stink. Okay guys, here's an illustration that maybe shows a little more clearly what I was talking about. This is actually a document that I prepared and give to my egg customers when they first start buying from me. But this is a little diagram I found online that explains freshness. So the egg number 1 is your fresh egg. It's less than a week old. Okay, so as they put it on this document, fresh from the hens behind. Okay. Then the slightly tilted one, number 2, is the good egg, which is about 10 days old or so, which is your average supermarket quality. Okay. Then number 3 is a fair egg, which can be 3 weeks old or so. And actually these are best for hard boiling because they're the easiest to peel. Very fresh eggs are actually really difficult to peel if you hard boil them. So that's just a little tip as we're coming up here to Easter. And then last but not least, that one floating at the top there, number 4, that's the one you want to get out of your house as quickly and as gingerly as possible, because if that thing breaks, it's going to be nasty. But anyway, I just thought I would share a little bit of egg education with you. See, egg education about eggs. Okay, I thought I would share that with you so that you could make more informed choices when it comes to buying your eggs. Y'all have a great day and peace out.